Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's Meta994 here, back with another video today. As you guys can see, the white background is up, the table is present, which means it is finally time for another review. My god, has it been so long since I've done another review. It's been driving me crazy. It's been like several months since I've done my last review, since the Transformers Earthrise, Transformers Siege Springer, if I remember correctly. That was the last video I did. It was so long ago. It's been driving me insane, guys. I have not done another review, and I figured I'd change that. So, since my last review was a Transformer review, I figured that's what we start with for a continued series of making reviews for you guys. So today, we are going to be looking at something I've been waiting for quite a while. Don't know what I mean? Well, today, we're going to be taking a look at this. That's right. We're going to be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Ultra Magnus. And my god, you guys, I have been so excited to finally get my hands on this thing. And when this thing showed up yesterday, I was a happy little boy. Yes, I was, and I was indeed. So as usual, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So as you can see right here, we have an awesome image of Ultra Magnus himself, as you can see there. Very, very nice artwork. I've been loving the artwork for all these boxes from the War for Cybertron Trilogy. It's very, very nice artwork. So as you can see, there we have Ultra Magnus, there we have the Ark, we have volcanoes, we have lava, we have Ultra Magnus in Vehicles mode, Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom series. We have Transformers in the same red color we've been getting for the last few years. Takara Tomy. Hasbro and Takara are teaming up together to give us amazing toys. I very much approve of that. On the top of the box, you have a molten, almost spray painted Autobot logo right there. We have some Cybertronian symbols over there. On this side of the box, we have some very, very awesome artwork of the War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom arc. As you can see on the bottom there, let me go ahead and give you guys a close-up. We have some of our favorite. This is what attracted me to this line, by the way, that this series is bringing back Transformers Beast Wars. And I grew up with Transformers Beast Wars because it's an amazing series. So as you can see here, we have Optimus Prime, we have Bumblebee right there, we have RC over there in the corner. You can barely see her, but she's over there. We have Rat Trap, we have Cheetor, we have Tigertron, we have Air Razor, we have Optimus Primal in his Beast mode. We have Rhinox on the very top over there. Another shot of the Ark. We got the golden disc from Transformers Beast Wars. There you go. Now you guys can see it. We have Dinobot on the left. We have the Decepticon ship from G1 over there on the right. I don't know the name, so forgive me, guys. We have Scorponok. We have Black Arachnia over there. We have Beast Wars Megatron right there in the corner. Then we have Galvatron on the left, and then we have Megatron on the right. And on the very top, we have Unicron. And I can't get over how awesome. Honestly, I want this artwork as a poster. I would totally hang this up on my wall in my room. I totally would do that. Right, so anyways, we're getting off track. On the bottom, just words and things that nobody cares about. And on the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shot. Ultra Magnus does this, does that, and more. 12 steps, 16 steps, 21 steps in total. And on this side of the box, I forgot to mention, we have the class that he is. He's a leader class, class A leader, leader class A, and class A leader. Apologies for the mispronunciation. And that's basically it for the box, so we can get rid of that. Also included with the War for Cybertron Kingdom toys is this card right here. So, look can be deceiving. So you would think that this is a card, right? But there's actually more than meets the eye. On the back, we have another image of the golden disc from Transformers Beast Wars. On the front, we have Megatron right there. But in reality, this is actually a sticker. So if you peel it off very carefully, as I'm about to demonstrate, I just need to find the right angle. There we go. Okay, if you peel it off, a secret will be revealed. As you can see, we have another awesome image of Megatron in the background and some Cybertronian writing. So very, very cool. Although albeit I would prefer just the regular trading cards rather than these stickers, especially since I actually have no uses for the sticker, being perfectly honest with you, rather than the cards that we've been getting in the previous lines. Like for example, Combiner Wars toys that I reviewed in the past, as well as Titans Returns. Those came with cards. I prefer those rather than these stickers, but it's still a nice accessory nonetheless. And yeah, that's basically it for the card, so we're going to go ahead and put it over there. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring out Ultra Magnus and see how cool he actually is. So, here we go. So, moving right along, here we have the new leader class Ultra Magnus. And first off, let me readjust the camera so it's correct. And let me tell you guys, I'm very happy to have this figure for two reasons. The first off, because it's an amazing figure. I've seen the reviews, I got tempted. I noticed the Siege for Cybertron Ultra Magnus. That one was cool, but I prefer the more Earth version of Ultra Magnus, which is why I got this one. And I've just been spending pretty much the entire day playing with this figure, and my god, absolutely worth the great deal I got when I bought this figure. Absolutely worth every single penny. And second thing is that this is my very first Ultra Magnus figure I've ever gotten. The previous Ultra Magnus figure I was trying to get was the Combiner Wars version, as you can see here, because it had a very cool design. However, look how much it costed. This is just an example of how crazy prices on eBay and Amazon get, which really pisses me off. So here he is. So now we have Ultra Magnus, and like I mentioned, as you guys can see here, he is in his Earth mode. If you guys don't know what kind of vehicle he is a car carrier truck. If you guys didn't know that. That's what Ultra Magnus has been, and that's what he still is to this day. So now let's get in close here on the details. So as you can see here, we have Autobot logo on the bumper. I honestly kind of wish the bumper was silver, but that's just me being nitpicky. I don't want to be nitpicky with this figure. The grill, we have nice silver paint on it, as well as the headlights have that nice silver trim on either side. If you look very closely, you can actually see that they have some nice molded in detail. We have some actual painted windshield wipers. We got some rivets right there. We have an air vent right here. The windscreens is that, I think it's like the same shade, like tinted blue color that Earthrise Optimus Prime had, if I'm not mistaken. The wheels are a gunmetal gray color, and I do appreciate the fact that I don't have to use silver sharpens anymore in order to color the wheels in, because at least Hasbro is realizing their mistakes here. And sides, see, very nice molded in detail. Lots of people, the most common complaint that this figure has is that the arms are sticking out right here, and I'm not gonna lie, that does look kind of jarring, but for me, in my case, it's not as much of a big deal as other people where they're literally acting like babies complaining about this. It's not a big deal for me. I will admit it does stick out like a sore thumb. I wish they could have done something a little different, but it's not the end of the world. We got the smokestacks on the top that for some reason aren't silver. I'm not sure why that is. Moving on to the car carrier, as you can see, it is a nice dark blue color. I'm pretty sure this is dark blue. And then we have the back with the ramp. So there you have it. Now, when it comes to accessories, first off, you're pretty much looking at all of them. He comes with Ultra Magnus' signature missile launchers. Let me give you a close-up at one of them. So here we have Ultra Magnus' missiles, which look very, very G1 esque. I very much approve of that. The Siege for Cybertron, the Siege version also came with missile launchers, but they looked way different than the Earthrise ones. And not to mention the white, sort of like a sort of yellowed white color, as if it's been fading away. So then, overall, I prefer these missiles way better than the Siege ones. Here's a picture of the missiles, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. And then the last accessory Ultra Magnus comes with is his gun, right here, which is cast in a, I guess you could say a sort of brushed silver color for the most part. The Siege version came with the exact same gun. The only difference is I think that one was dark gray, or gunmetal gray if I'm not mistaken. Well, it's basically the same mold. And as you guys saw, you can plug it back here for storage, and the missiles you can plug in a numerous amount of places. So you can plug the missiles right here, or you can plug them right here in the middle. Now the instructions, they tell you to plug them back here, but anybody knows, any Transformers fan knows that the proper place to put the missiles is in the front, like so. In the middle, that just doesn't look right, and every Ultra Magnus fan knows the missiles do not go in the middle of the trailer. So I figure I just point that out real quick. But overall, very, very nice detail. Looks like a car carrier truck, which is all we can ask for Ultra Magnus. He does roll pretty good, I would say. So there you have that. Now, for comparison, we'll go ahead and compare it with my previous review. Here we have Siege Springer, also from the War for Cybertron Trilogy, in his car mode. As you can see, you can get an idea of how they scale together. Springer being a Voyager, Magnus being a leader class figure. So, there we have that. Let's see, who's next? Alright, here he is with my previous review. Here we have Earthrise, Optimus Prime, the previous leader class. Also, interesting thing I noticed, by the way, is that I have one of each figure from one of each series. So I have Siege, the very first series, Earthrise, the second series, and then Kingdom being the third series. So I just noticed that right now, and that's actually pretty interesting. That happened to be the case. But anyways, going back to the comparison, so here we have Prime for comparison, and as you can see, they are roughly the same. Oh, there you go. Magnus was about to shoot Optimus. What's wrong with you? But they're basically the same length. The only thing that Magnus beats him out of is the ramp, which is obviously Magnus' feet. And my phone just fell off the desk. No! Alright, don't worry guys. My phone appears to be fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's okay. Right, back to the review. So, what's it called? Yeah, that's a pretty good scale. Now, one thing to know is that Ultra Magnus, the cab specifically, does appear to be more beefier than Optimus is, if you can tell quite clearly from the front. And Magnus's cab mode is clearly much bigger, as you can see right there. Significant height difference in the cab mode, and the trailers are basically the same height. The only difference being that, you know, as I pointed out, this sticks out, which makes it the trailer significantly longer, as well as a bit of the front that sticks out right here. As you guys can see, this area right here. Overall, pretty good scale, I would say. I would say that that's pretty much the same scale, I would say. Let's see, what's his next? Alright. So here's a sense of a deluxe figure. Here we have also one of my previous reviews. I think this was before, or maybe after Earthrise Optimus, if I remember correctly. Where we have Titan's Returns Hot Rod. So we can see how they scale together. Honestly, I think that's a pretty good scale. I'm not even gonna lie. Considering the fact that deluxes from previous years are basically the size of Voyagers now. So that says a lot, I would say. So that. Alright, let's see what's next. Here's a deluxe from yesteryear. Here we have Cybertron Optimus Prime, aka Protoform Optimus Prime from Transformers movie 2007. So we can get an idea of how they look together. Especially considering that this is my only non-broken Autobot Deluxe figure that I have. You can see how they scale. Basically, I would say Protoform Optimus Prime is slightly taller, or longer in length, excluding the flame, than Magnus's cab mode, I would say. Yeah, that. Let's see, what's his next? Here he is with, in the second scale, here he is with my Legends, Transformers Generations, Optimus Prime, so we can kind of see how Magnus overpowers his size against Magnus. And as you can see, you can clearly see the differences. I don't even have to point it out that much. Let's see, who's next? Here he is with the previous leader class figure, excluding Earthrise Optimus, that being Power of the Primes Optimus Prime. So we can get to see how the current leaders scale with the previous leaders. I can see how they scale together. And it does appear that they're basically the same length, though from what it looks like, the cab mode may be slightly outmatched by Magnus, considering the fact that the feet still stick out. Overall, they're pretty much the same length. It's pretty much the same size. Not bad. I don't say so myself. So, let's go ahead and bust out some Decepticons here. So let's go ahead and compare them with... Okay, right, so here he is with Fall of Cybertron Soundwave, who I still got to review at some point. And I will eventually. So we can get a sense of scale with the previous Voyager classes from 2012. And Soundwave is absolutely beefy. I will give it that. For a Cybertronian car, very beefy. that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get out a deluxe Decepticon I got here. So here we have movie Bone Crusher from 2007. So let's see here. This guy will also get his own review eventually. So get an idea of how he scaled with the previous deluxe Decepticons. And I would say a bit longer than Magnus's cab mode, excluding the trailer. So we have that. And last but not least, let's go ahead and bust out Decepticon leader right here. Not leader class figure, I meant like the leader of the Decepticons. So here he is with Voyager Galvatron from Titan's Returns. So we can get a sense of scale right there. And I would say that Galvatron is significantly longer than Magnus! Sorry, but anyways. So with the cannon, I would say that Galvatron is a bit longer, I would say. If not the same size, I'm not sure. So there you have it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to say for Magnus's vehicle mode, apart from, you know, it being a car carrier. Now, a question you guys might have already, if you guys have Ultra Magnus's figures, will this carry any Autobots in the back? And the answer, unfortunately, is no. There's no way to remove the ramp. The ramp is static in place. But there's actually a reason for this. So, if you look very carefully, you can see that clearly there's no room to put any Autobots based on the way the transformation works. So it's literally impossible to house any Autobots in the car carrier trailer, which is a shame, but it's understandable based on the way everything has to work. But nonetheless, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to accept. And nonetheless, that's still a pretty good vehicle mode, I would say. But anyways, that's pretty much it for vehicle mode, so let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So, what we're going to do first is that Ultra Magnus is technically a triple changer. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get him into his first mode. So, what we're going to do first is we're going to detach him from the trailer. Now, the way you're going to want to do this is very, very simple. So, what you need to do is you have to, first off, grab this section here, lift it up. It's clipped onto a clip right there. As you guys can see, I'll go ahead and give you guys a zoom in. Right there. Camera, focus. 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 If it'll even focus on the clip. There you go, you guys can see it. Right there, camera, focus. There we go. So, this section right here, that I lifted up, attach it to that clip. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift this up first. Like so. And then what you're going to do is very simply you're going to detach this section right here. You just need to pull on it. It's a little tricky the first few tries. I mean, I did literally get them yesterday, so it's a little tight on my copy. I doubt that your guys' copy is going to be like this if you guys decide to buy them. Okay, there you go. Just detach that section like that. And what we're going to do is you're going to simply pull Magnus from these clips. He's being held on by those clips, by this section right here, which attaches to some pads or a tab that's connected to the hitch of the trailer. So what you're going to do is you're going to simply pull them out as hard as you can. It's a little tricky the first time, but once you get it, it's very, very easy. Make sure you detach tabs on both sides. Once that's done, you're going to pull them out like so. And then we have detached successfully Ultra Magnus from the trailer. So now I figure real quick, first off, well, you guys didn't see what I'm doing, but you'll understand in just a sec what I'm doing. So give me just like 2 seconds. There we go. Right, so now that we got Magnus off from the trailer, we'll set the trailer aside from now. So this is what Magnus looks like in his cab mode. As you can see, significantly smaller than most figures this size. So real quick, we might as well go back to comparisons. We might as well real quick compare Magnus to the other Optimuses that I have in hand. So here he is with the Power of the Primes Optimus in his cab mode. See how they scale. And yeah, Magnus is way beefier and taller and longer than the previous leader Optimus, as we can see there. So that. And here he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime, so we can get an idea of how they scale together in their cab mode. And they're basically the same length. Optimus, I guess you could say by technicality, he is a bit longer with the tail lights compared to Magnus. So yeah, there you go. So now, let us get back to transformation. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to transform Magnus. So, what you got to do first is simply, what you need to do is you have to untab the legs. They clip together with these clips. So when you go into vehicle mode, they clip in like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to untab that section. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take Magnus's legs, spread them apart, like so. The reason why you want to do this is because Magnus's legs tab together with this tab into this slot right there. So you're going to want to undetach them right there. And then what you can do is you're going to break the legs down like so. They're on very, very nice sounding ratchet joints. So let me show you guys. So you're going to take the leg, bring it down like that, and there you go. You got the legs almost done. Now all you got to do is you have to take the heel spurs, flip them out, and there you go. We have the legs all done. So now let us work on the upper body. So what you need to do is first off, you have to rotate Magnus's fists so they're in the correct orientation, like so. There you go. That's the first step. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to want to split Magnus's arms apart. There's a tab right there, and which will go into that slot right there when transforming back into vehicle mode. Then what you're going to do is you're going to rotate Magnus's arms up to get them out the way. And then, next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the entire front section here, you're going to rotate it all the way around, like so, until the cab faces forward, like so. Then, you can go ahead and lower the arms for right now. Then, the next step you're going to do is you're going to take the entire bumper section here, and you have to line this up very carefully as well, guys, so line it up until it's like right there. Perfect. Then you're going to do, once you have that section lined up, you're going to go ahead and take the bumper here, slide it all the way up as far as it'll go, right there, and that's where it's going to be for the first robot mode. You'll know what I mean in just a sec. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and flip. You're going to go ahead and open the cab, like so. It just tabs in from a slot right there, which will go into that clip, like that. You're going to go ahead and open that up, flip out the robot mode head, close it up, and there you go. Then next thing you're going to do is you're going to very carefully and very, this might be a bit difficult the first time you guys get it in your guys' copy, or there might just be a problem with mine, but what you're going to do is you're going to take front section and push it like that, and then it should clip into place on the back there. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to tab Magnus's arms. There's a tab which will go into that slot right there, like so. Second verse same with the first, tab, slot, clip it in, pull Magnus's arms down, and there you go. There you have Ultra Magnus in his first robot mode. And in case if this form does look familiar, yes, in the G1 toy, Ultra Magnus transformed into a white version of Optimus Prime. Some people just call this version Magnus, and then when his trailer combined with Magnus, they call him Ultra Magnus. Or a fan favorite name that people have been calling him is Albino Prime. Why? Because he's basically a white version of Optimus Prime, and I can kind of see why people call him that. And yeah, he looks pretty much like Optimus Prime, except he's a bit more beefier than Optimus, I might add, as well. So, we're going to go ahead and get in close here. Let's have a look at that head sculpt, and yeah, it's a pretty Optimus Prime head sculpt, pretty much. Now, one thing I do have to point out, I didn't notice this yesterday, but unfortunately the faceplate on mine is a little sloppily painted with the teal. As you can see there, it's like they didn't get the chance to finish it. I am tempted to fix them with Sharpies, but next thing you know I have the wrong shade and ruin it, so I don't want to risk it, unfortunately. So what you can do with Magnus is you can take the gun from the trailer, detach it, and you can give it to Magnus so he can use it as his weapon. As you can see right there. And he wields that pretty well, I might add. So now, articulation wise, the head is on a ball joint as far as my knowledge goes. Yeah, it's on a ball joint. So his head will go all the way around. It can rotate the full 360. His arms can move the full 360 as well. His arms go out that far over 90 degrees bend there. He does have a wrist swivel. He does have an arm swivel rather, right there. He has basically 90 degrees of movement at the arm. He has a wrist swivel, which is very, very nice. He does have waist articulation, which is very nice. His legs can go forward that much on those nice ratchets. They can go back that far. His knees have a leg swivel. His legs can bend 90 degrees of articulation at the leg. He also does have an angle tilt, which is very, very nice. And overall, Magnus is very decently articulated. So there you have that. Now real quick, I might as well compare him with the other primes real quick. I'm not going to show all of the comparisons until the very end, but for comparison. Right, so in case you guys just all of a sudden started hearing all this wind noises, it's like I mentioned in my previous video, it's super hot where I live in California. We're in the middle of a heat dome and it's just hot in general. But anyways, now as for comparison, here's I guess Albino Prime next to Earthrise Optimus Prime, so you can get a sense of scale and how the two look together. And they look very good together. Prime to Prime. Albino Prime, Optimus Prime. Albino Prime, anyway. So as you can clearly see right here in comparison to Optimus, Albino Prime, or I guess just Magnus, is definitely beefier than Optimus is. Or the current Optimus anyway. But here he is with Power of the Prime's Orion Pax, the previous Optimus Prime. So you can get a sense of scale there. And it definitely appears that Magnus is slightly bigger than Orion Pax here. But here he is with Protoform up. Really? One of my figures just fell off the table. Why? But anyways, here he is with Protoform Optimus Prime, aka Cybertron Optimus Prime. So you can get a sense of scale there. And you can definitely see that Cybertron Optimus Prime, or Protoform Optimus Prime, since I got the reissue, is definitely smaller than Magnus. And here he is with Generations Legends class Optimus Prime, who can barely stand because so back heavy apparently. But we're gonna try. Nope, he's not gonna stand. Bottom line, he's short. So that's basically it for Brino Prime. So let's continue on with the transformation. Also, I did remove my gloves because I had to for the other transformation. So we're gonna go ahead and transform Albino Prime, also just Magnus, into Ultra Magnus. We have to get Magnus ready for the transformation. So first up, we're gonna take away his gun right here. So first, what you need to do is you have to flip up the heel spurs, get him ready for transformation. Then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna press set Ultra Magnus's back right here. Push him back forward the way he was during truck mode. Push him back forward all the way as far as he will go. Then we're going to take the bumper section, put it back into the way it was during truck mode. Then we're going to go ahead and put this section back where it was, clip it back into place how it was during Albino Prime mode. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and detach Ultra Magnus's arms, open up the cap section again, flip his head back in. Go ahead and flip his head back inside, like so. Close it up. Then you can reattach his arms. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and fold down this panel, which will reveal the Ultra Magnus belt. We're going to rotate it, clip it, and there you have Ultra Magnus with his belt. And Magnus is ready for transformation. So we're going to go ahead and set Magnus to the side. I'm going to go ahead and start transforming the trailer. So what we're going to do is we're going to first off take off the missiles. We will attach those later in robot mode. Alright, so, and now we shall get ready for conversion. So just like we did before, flip this section up. I'm going to go ahead and detach the side panels here. Open it up, which will reveal the shoulder pads underneath. They're attached with a slot and a peg. Just take it off, set it to the side. Next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take off these sections here. They're a little tricky to remove, but once you get the hang of it, you can do this very, very easily. Come on, there we go. Remove these sections, take them off, set them to the side. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and open the trailer further, like so. As you can see, there's a thing. Here we go. There's a clip. right here, and there's a slot right there, which will connect during vehicle mode. Go ahead, open both of them up, which will open up the trailer. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to split apart the trailer in the back. I'm going to go ahead and take this section, remove it, like so. As you can see, it attaches from this tab to a slot, and this slot to a slot right there. This tab to a slot. Let me see. I'll go ahead and demonstrate real quick. You need to do this when you transform Magnus back into vehicle mode. Alright, so now we have all our pieces ready to go. So let's go ahead and transform Magnus into Ultra Magnus. So we're going to go ahead and start off first. Very simple. So we're going to start off with the shoulder pads. These will become the shoulder pads in robot mode. So what you got to do is, as you can see, these are held together by a little slot right here. So all you got to do is you have to push down to free this peg right here. And these are pretty much ready to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to take Magnus, go ahead and line his shoulders together. Line these up. So, and push. Like so. Second verse, same as the first. Take the shoulder pad once it's attached, and then I'll attach it to the shoulder. Then the way you're going to secure these into place is there's a panel right here, which is attached to a soft ratchet. This slot right here will tab in right into Ultra Magnus' original tab. And go ahead and flip this up. It's on a soft ratchet. Then clip it into place. And then it's locked in nice and tight. Second verse, same as the first. The slot will attach to this tab right here, which is on Ultra Magnus' arm. It's on a soft ratchet. Clip it into place. And there you go. We got Ultra Magnus' shoulders all nice and ready. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give him his missile launchers. So we're going to go ahead and attach them to these pegs right here. Push it in. There you go. Got one done. Next one. Plug this in. Give it a nice push. And there we go. Magnus has got his missile launchers and his shoulders ready to go. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give him his armor guards or his wrist guards. So how are you going to do this? It's very simple. All you have to do is open this up. There's a slot and a tab right there, like so. Go ahead and open this, and this peg right here will attach to Ultra Magnus' arm right there. So all you got to do is you have to take it. Take his arm right here. I accidentally did that. How dare you? Alright. Take the guard. Plug it in, like so. Close it up. And there you go. You got Ultra Magnus' wrist guards attached. Second verse, same as the first. You got the wrist guard. Go ahead and open it up. Slot, tab, and close it. Go ahead and open it. This peg will attach to this hole, this port there. Go ahead and attach it. Like so. And go ahead and close that up. There you go. We have Magnus with his wrist guards. And yes, he's going to have balancing issues at first, but we shall fix that momentarily. So now, the next piece we're going to attach is his legs. So, you might be wondering, how are we going to deal with this paneling? I will show you. So, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take this section here, fold it in, like so. Take this section here, fold it inwards like this. Take this section, fold it in, so it's like this. And then this is really cool how they did this. So notice that they look off center, right? But as these panels bend, watch very carefully guys. As this panel bends, you'll notice that it will bend itself to position, which is very cool. And then these two slots right here will attach to these two tabs, like so. Now you got a leg, a giant armored boot, all done. Second verse, same as the first. Take this panel, fold it. Take this panel, fold it. Take this panel, fold it as well. Like this, so it looks off center. Then, as you rotate it, it's going to adjust itself into place. Like so, then these two slots will attach to these two tabs right here. And we got the armor boots all done. So now, we shall attach them to Ultra Magnus' legs. So these tabs that we use in vehicle mode will attach right into these two square poles right here. So all you have to do is take Magnus' boot, slide it in, it's locked in place. Second verse, same as the first. Take the boot, line it up, like so it fits, then slide it in. And it is locked in place, like so. And there we got Ultra Magnus' boots, all nicely done. He is getting very, very tall. Very, very tall. We might need to back up the camera just a little bit, like so. And now we have the final piece, transform. So what we're going to do here is very, very simple. So what we're going to do here is we're going to flip this upside down to reveal the Ultra Magnus head. We're going to take this section right here, fold it up, like so, and it will clip into place. Then what we're going to do is the next step, these two clips right here will attach to the back of Ultra Magnus, this section right here. So what you have to do is just take it and there's to clip it like so, like that. Also, note of warning, you guys, that this might be, when you're de-transforming Ultra Magnus, this might seem a very tight at first, but I found that if you give it a good twist, like so, you might have to push Ultra Magnus' chest forward for this, but all you have to do is just give it a good twist and it should come off. It's very, very tight. Try to be careful with it so the clips don't break. But if you're trying to de-transform, just give it a good twist to the right and it should remove the clip. I figure you guys might know that as a word of warning. So let's go ahead and reattach that back into Ultra Magnus' back. Like so. Okie dokie, right. So now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this section here, this red panel, fold it underneath to create Ultra Magnus' chest plate. Then what we're going to do is we're going to lower this section on top, like so. And these two tabs right here, this tab will attach to the slot right here on Ultra Magnus' arm. So make sure the tabbed in nice and good. Tab it in, like so. And then these two tabs will attach to these two slots right here, like so. Make sure everything's nice and true. And there we have Kingdom Ultra Magnus in his robot mode, and he looks extravagant. This is without a doubt Ultra Magnus, and my god, he looks amazing. So last accessory, we need to give him his gun. Let's go ahead and give him his gun right there. And yeah, just straight up, this is without a doubt Ultra Magnus. If you were to see this guy, if you grew up with Transformers, especially G1, then you know this is Ultra Magnus. Let's get in close here, just have a look at the head sculpt, and very, very G1 Ultra Magnus head sculpt right there. Very, very well done. Let's have a look at the details. Lots and lots of molded in details. There's a lot of molded in details on the belt, on the boots. Look at all that molded in detail, you guys. A lot of stuff. The armor guards, shoulder pads. Very, very well done. So, as you just saw, with the Magnus armor, Magnus transforms into Ultra Magnus, and he is much taller than he was as Albino Prime. Now, articulation was with the armor on, he still retains his arm articulation. His arm can still go back and forward, like so. He still retains his wrist swivel and his fist articulation as well. He does still maintain his thigh swivel. With the armor on, however, Magnus's articulation is slightly hindered as his legs can only go that far. His legs can still bend forward all the way. His knees can bend about that far before they are stopped by the armor. His feet in the armor do maintain the wrist, the ankle tilted, which is very, very nice. The head can still rotate at 360 degrees because I think it's on the ball joint. His arms can still move 360 degrees. And Magnus, I think... Nope, yeah, he actually loses his waist swivel, unfortunately. So, he doesn't have a waist swivel anymore, but he does maintain the rest of his articulation, in case you guys are wondering. And overall, yeah, this is very, very nice. So, there you have that. Now, for comparison, here he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime again, so we can kind of get an idea of how Magnus scales with his armor. And as you see, he is now significantly taller than Optimus. I'd say that's about right, I would think. Here he is with Cybertron, aka Protoform Optimus Prime, so we can get an idea of how the current leaders scale with the previous deluxes from 2007. Technically, whenever the year I got him, since he is a reissue. That. Here he is with Titans Returns Hot Rod. So that figure, since Ultra Magnus first appeared in the '86 movie, I figure we might as well compare him with a figure from the movie. That being Hot Rod. I think they look good together. Very, very good together. So, that. There he is with the previous leader, Power of the Primes, Optimus Prime, so we can get an idea of how they scale together. Let's see. Definitely the leaders from yesteryear, way bigger than Magnus. Way beefier too. Still love this figure though. Here he is with movie Bone Crusher, since I mentioned them earlier. So let's see with how that works out. If I can get the camera to focus. Focus. You get the idea. And here he is with Fall of Cybertron Soundwave. You can get a sense of scale there. And he's nearly the same size as Ultra Magnus, now that I think about it. Very interesting. And last but not least, here he is with his nemesis, Titans Returns Galvatron, who's literally Ultra Magnus's nemesis. So you can see how the two of them scale together. And they look good together. Also, in case you guys are wondering, I would get the Kingdom Galvatron, but on eBay, it's way too expensive, costing up to $80. And I cannot afford that. So yeah, that is way too expensive. But overall, still, they looked good together. Nemesis to nemesis. So there you have that. Now, in case you guys are wondering, if you guys remember from my Earthrise Optimus Prime review, you remember that Optimus carries the Matrix of Leadership. Now, one thing you guys might be wondering is it possible to store the Matrix in Ultra Magnus? Well, let's see. Let's have a look to see if that is possible. So we're going to need to open the chest. The chest plate. Open. There you go. Okay. Lift this up. Then we're going to go ahead and push this forward. Again. Like so. Open Magnus's chest cavity by unsolving the arms. Like so. The answer is totally yes. You can totally store the Matrix inside of Ultra Magnus. You just simply put it in that little space inside of Magnus. And then with that, he could totally store the Matrix of Leadership inside of him, in case you guys were wondering. So even though I guess you could say the Matrix is not necessarily meant to be stored in there, you can store it inside of Magnus if you wanted to. So I figure it's a little detail I found out when playing with this guy yesterday. So there you have that. And yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap up this review. So what did I think of Kingdom Ultra Magnus? Honestly, if you have the money, if you have the chance to get Ultra Magnus, get him while you can, because this is a really good figure, especially if you do not have an Ultra Magnus in your collection. If you don't have one, this is a highly recommended purchase in my opinion. So I highly suggest you grab a Kingdom Ultra Magnus while you still can, if you can afford them. So anyways, you guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. So if you guys liked the video, be sure to smash the like button. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notifications for the most of my videos whenever they come out. So also, if you guys have any other reviews that you guys would like me to take a look at, let me know in the comment section down below, so be sure to do that. Also, links in the description down below for my DeviantArt and the Galaxy Defender Discord server, so if you're interested in checking out either, be sure to check the links in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is review number 19, I believe, I can't remember right now, on War for Cybertron Trilogy, Kingdom Ultra Magnus. And this is MK94, aka Meta Knight 894, signing out. Peace out, Galaxy Defenders, and remember, You never know as you find out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Black out.